Hey guys, it's me, and today I'm going to be working on the Losi 8ight, my nitro one, specifically, because there's been a recent problem with it. So the other day, I tried to take this thing out to a beam extract bash a little bit, because really you can, with the chuggy, you can really race and bash them at the same time, with the same setup. So I thought I'd do that, because this thing has bigger wheels, it can get through the terrain easier, but there were some complications. The receiver pack, either it just didn't work and it didn't power the receiver. But what I found was the receiver pack actually wasn't dead, because I opened up the receiver box and the receiver, whenever I plugged the battery directly in, it actually worked. So I'm gonna try to figure out if it's the battery was just dead, because I actually charged up the battery earlier just for this video, actually, because for some reason I've had really bad luck with these switches, or just power trying to get to from the battery to the receiver. So I've got my Nitro 8ight programmed on this thing, so it says Nitro 8ight right there, and you should be able to hear it whenever it does come on, so I'll be able to know if anything's happening. Okay, so oh yeah, that's right. Need to get a battery, because this doesn't actually have one in there right now. I'm not gonna turn on my flashlight because, well, actually I'll get a light just over here so you guys can see it better. Okay, so we have some better lighting in here so you guys will be able to see it better. So getting on with it, shall we? I don't have the drill right now, just because I thought the hand wrenches would be a little bit easier today, because I actually got a new one while I was at Thornhill quite recently. I got the standard size one, so I don't have to strip out any more threads. It has a finer tip on there so you guys can see. Yeah, so getting this off. So as you can see in there is no receiver pack. So it's actually a good thing, because I actually was charging them and I just wanted to close up the box so I don't lose anything. So this one should be good. Making sure it's off. Let's plug this thing in. So positive is red and it's on the left side. Doing it with one hand is not going to be possible, guys. I'm just gonna, maybe I can get it in shot. It's cool. So that should be in. So it is off, so it shouldn't even turn on, so let's try it. So as you can see, nothing's happening. And I know that it's not the battery itself, because if it was, okay, the light just turned off. It's probably dead, so I'm gonna get another one. Okay, so I found a new light. Tell me if you guys like this light more, or if you like the other one better. So, getting back to what I was saying, usually, I mean, I've had this happen before. I remember that in this particular truck, that when I left it plugged in, not on, just plugged in, the, let's focus. So I can get it to focus, yeah. It used to like corrode in there, but it's actually not corroding this time. So I wonder if it's actually the switch itself, because that's actually happened on my nitro buggy before. So I'm gonna get a small, really small, oh my gosh, this thing is still here. Yeah, you guys are gonna see a video on this thing soon. So I got plenty of videos in the works, just haven't released them yet. Just because I don't want to spam you guys with videos whenever it comes down to it. I'm gonna find a screwdriver real quick and I'll bring it back. I got the from my nitro box, so I should be able to get this out. So 1, 2. I do have to get off on the control. It's a pressure drill. I won't go there now, so you have to do that anyway. I just can't do it right now, but I'm not in a rush. Use on rush, definitely use power tools. So yeah. Okay, so we got the screws out. So now let's pop off the cover. So you gotta really take off some things here. So I'm gonna finish up the job here and I'll get back to you guys whenever that's off. Okay, so upon a closer inspection, I found out that there is some corrosion going on in the switch. So in more than one place too. I've actually found it not only there, but I've also found it in here, if you guys saw it there. Yeah. Some battery corrosion. Well, yeah, it kind of sucks really, but it's a cheap part. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to order up one, and I'm going to be slapping it in here because I don't even think I'm going to be able to use this anymore. So, and there's no way I'm going to be able to fix it either because a whole bunch of metal pieces, metal bits flew out whenever I actually popped this thing off. So it's pretty much dead at this point. So anyway, yeah, it sucks, but I am going to have to wait a few days now. So I'll get back to you guys whenever that happens. Okay, so I guess in the meantime, I can try a pretty cheap trick that my dad actually showed me before we learned how to solder. So before I learned how to solder, what I would do on things that needed to be soldered, what I would do is I would actually cut off, well, first I would cut off the wires. So there's one, and the other one. So it's gonna look pretty stupid. If I do know how to solder, this probably might not even work, but just to see if it even will, I'm gonna directly connect it instead of using the switch. So I don't know if this is actually gonna work, but if it does, then cool. I'll use that until my switch comes. The switch, not Nintendo Switch, for you guys wondering out there. I'm gonna strip these wires down real quick and get back to you guys. I swear I really need to get a tripod for my phone, but until then, so I got the wire stripped down. I put some heat shrink on them. So this is gonna be really bad. These are only temporary anyway, so I'm gonna try to directly connect it so I don't have to use the switch. I can just bypass it. So essentially what goes on here is he told me that to just wrap it kind of like, let me try to set up my phone because this is actually really stupid, but I have to set my phone down for this because there's literally no other way I can do it because it really needs two hands. And yes, this is why I need a tripod, because off camera it's pretty much all you see really. Okay, so this is what the red wire looks like. As you guys can see there, I'm gonna have to do this off camera anyway, so I'm gonna do the same to the black, and then I'm gonna heat shrink them up and see if it actually works. You know what, guys, I think I actually found a permanent solution to this. I'm not sure how long I'm actually gonna keep this in here. So what I figured out, if anyone actually has this problem with their switch not working on their 8 scales, or really any Nitro RC, just directly wire it, like wire it up like completely to where there's no switch, and just stick the 2 ports out. So then all you have to do, I mean, this is actually kind of cool because I actually just kind of figured this out just now, that there's actually, I just took out the little switch thing where the switch actually pokes out, and putting it in there, it works. And I know it flops around a little bit, but I mean, if you can shove it in though, really you can shove both of the wires in the little space. It'll hold up for a while. We'll see how that holds up, but I'm actually going to go run it now just to see how well it actually works.